Welcome back to the fourth quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show. We do it in 4 quarters, and we got to kind of hurry up. But you know, there's a little story to all these pictures. I have to add what I wanted. And the picture that we're showing right now is of Richard Nelson. He's the aviation program manager with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development. We're inside of the terminal building, and I met Byron Briggs, and I didn't take a picture of Byron, and he was with Robert Tomlinson with St. Landry Bank. And I didn't take a picture, but Byron says that David Blacksher, who was from Opelousas, went by the nickname of Mr. I graduated with his sister, Margaret Blacksher, who was one of the top academic students in our class, I might add, and Mr. I think was pretty sharp. During the Edwards administration, the terminal building got built just by asking for it, and there was money available. Richard was telling me that this airport, they call it a general aviation airport. They're encouraging across the country that these airports are built to keep the smaller planes from having to use the large commercial airports because it's too much
less traffic
and control. You want safety control. So anyhow, he had nothing but praises for our parish government, or whomever is in charge is doing a good job. They're getting a lot of grants.
However, if a large commercial airline would like to open up in Opelousas, I bet we'd be open to do that.
We have a 5,000-foot
huge runway.
It was built by the CC camp during the Second World War. So we had big planes
and
then.
National Guard has got their base right there next door where they meet for
and trucks.
Yeah, and trucks and all. But so, you know,
they can bring in planes.
Exactly. They bring equipment or what. It's all right there. There. All right there. So, and you can
Thank you, Mr. Nelson, for coming and enlightening me on the grants that you all are assisting Opelousas. Thank you very much.
All the cars lined up down the lane, and of course the Animal Control Center is there as well. If you want to adopt a pet, you can go by there. And of course, there's a big group right now. Miss Mary Richard and a whole bunch of people that we know. You know, Mary that cuts hair. They do a lot of work right now with this new group to try to help find homes for those pets and animals that are at the Animal Control Center. So if you want to help out, give her a call over at her hair salon there in Opelousas, in Sonny Ray's old place.
Well,
there.
Sonny still
he's
has
still there, right? He's there as well.
He kept a chair.
Right. And we saw all the cars that were there. And there's Don Stemmons.
When I left the fly-in, I went to the racetrack. The 2-year-olds in training were breezing an eighth of a mile for time, and kind of give you an idea what the conditioning of the horse is. So that that tells you about how much longer you'll have to keep him in training before you can get him in. That was Don Stemmons right here. He was, of course, operating in charge of the sale. And this is a Mr. Black, a very friendly person out of Texas, but he runs occasionally. And this is Como, David Como on the right, and Miss Charlotte Clavier, Stemmons Clavier on the left.
Don's daughter.
Don's daughter, and she does all the paperwork and taking care of
Business manager for him.
That's correct. And there's Don acting like he's working. And there's the auctioneer getting ready, 2-year-old in training sale.
I'm impressed.
And this is Danny. Danny works for Don and Charlotte at the Stemmons Horse Supply.
There you go.
And here is David again with Lynn Swallow. And of course, they were talking horse business.
There you go.
And Eddie Arsenault and his son-in-law, Gianna. Yes, sir. And both are horse trainers. And, of course, Eddie did horseshoeing. I'm not sure if he's still able to or not. That's a tough...
And at one time when you and I were around, it was always Eddie with Poon, side by side, who would work the horses
up. I don't know if they're
up.
brothers or what, but cousins for sure.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Cynthia's worked for the office
forever.
For years. They all live right there.
Susan.
Christ the King.
Christ the King. And what's the little area called? That's Houston? No, what you call that little pocket there? What is that called?
I know what it is, but Christ the King.
Yeah, Christ the
and
King
Harry
Church,
Benoit, who was a state representative at one time, insurance agents at one time.
Right.
He's now a lobbyist and does lobby work for the HBPA. And this is Brett Brinkman. Brett Brinkman is one of the trainers that's up for election to the board. By the way, hold up just one second. All you horsemen that have run horses in the state of Louisiana, you have your ballots in, and of course you have until the 25th of this month to have them back at the office. So when you hear this, if you haven't filled in your ballot, please do so as soon as you can, because you want your vote to count. And of course, I'm up for re-election, so you might consider me as one of the 5 owners. There's 5 owners and 5 trainers and a president to be elected. We administer between $90 million and $100 million a year. So it's a very, very important. Please think carefully of who you vote for.
And this picture?
Mr. Rodney Verrett.
There you go.
Mr. Rodney at one time owned Evangeline Downs, the old Evangeline Downs.
Right.
And he has a big fabrication operation in the Fruit of the Loom building in St. Martinville. You remember the one that Larry Leger had cleaned up and got it all ready? Well, he is the gentleman that's in that building now. And that's some more people doing their homework. And there's Hammy Potan. Y'all hear me talk about Hammy? Well, that is a good picture of Hammy
All the way
Potan.
from where? What,
Cow
Island down there?
Cow
Yeah.
Island.
And everybody making their bids, and a good crowd.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Peltier on the right and Mr. Terry Gabriel on the left right there. Sorry with the lighting, it's kind of bad. And when I was leaving, ran across 2 beautiful young ladies there. Miss Margie Mistrick on the left and her longtime friend, Miss Bobby Fontenot. Forget your first name, darling. But her sister is Claudia Carol Olivier. Carol Olivier's wife is this young lady's sister.
Oh, okay. Well,
and I told them the story about when I got caught for speeding in the college grounds. Not caught, but we had to go at about 11 or 11:30 at night. We had to go to Dean Abel's office, Irving Kirkpatrick and I, and well, turned out. Made me realize that you don't pull stunts like that. Nobody got hurt.
Then we've got some more pictures from the LHC ribbon cutting. That's Virginia and Jude Marks' daughter.
And Lord, they said the end of my tongue, and yours too.
I know.
We love
Watched
you,
her
baby.
graduate high school.
And Mom and Daddy were taking off on a camping trip.
There you go. And you got St. Landry Home Care and Hospice and Palliative Care, all based out of that new building over we talked about earlier today.
And then there's the health club.
And then there's Dickie Ollier and Monsignor Derwin. And this was the musician that was entertaining everybody.
Mr. Steve Smith.
There you go, playing the keyboards.
We have about enough of those. Let's get.
I'm cruising through.
Yep.
All right. Let me jump over Jake Delhomme. And how about here?
Okay.
Randy Haney.
That's our longtime friend. Randy Haney is being honored as a UL Lafayette at the UL Lafayette Alumni Center annual spring gala, and rightfully so. He's a very generous. In fact, at his home, some of the arches that are in his outdoor yard, in his yard at home, they're identical to the arches that are existing on the UL campus. He has a home and knows everything about it. And he loaned us his facility for our annual gumbo. We held that gumbo 15 years over there, never charged us a nickel.
He's a nice guy.
Thank you, Mr. Randy.
How about some more
Has
pictures
about
here?
the largest lobbying group in the state of Louisiana.
Then we got this picture. I just saw them doing a little work outside St. Landry Church. They had a water leak that they're working on with their cooling system. And I saw our friend Jay Guidry from out in the Lewisburg area, who does a lot of pipe work and dirt work, did a nice job out there. Good morning, Jay. And we also got some corncob pipes.
Stopped in at Stella's to have lunch last Friday, and
we showed Chris a little while ago, so it's kind of funny.
And I saw those. I had not seen those, and I guess they've been in that same picture window. And these are some friends that I met, and I've got to spend a couple of minutes to talk about them. I overheard them saying hardware store. So I walked up, they looked like they had good smiles. I said, what hardware store you talking about? Well, we went over to the museum and we were asking where else we could go, and they recommended we go to a hardware store across Sandoz's. I said, you went to the finest hardware. They said, we don't know if there's another one like this in the United States. I said, you could well be right. What is it, about 130-year-old business?
It must be. It must be. And of course, Neil Sandoz, you know, it was,
still one
I guess,
of the
fourth generation, fifth generation that's been there, and they're still rolling.
The people in the picture here on the first, the blue sweater, and the gentleman across from her, kind of a reddish shirt, he is Dick and June, and they from West Palm Beach, Florida. Well, that's where they live now. They've retired, and the two people in the background seating is Mary, and she is a real estate agent, and her friend is Mr. Bob, and real nice. They love our area, they love our food, and I got the waitress, Dee Dee, to bring them some bread pudding as a little gift, a little treat from the Cajuns over here. Good morning to you. I know they're watching the program. Sorry we're so late of getting it on there, but then you got to see the whole show and how we operate. Very loose, but people say they like it. We're not going to change the format.
Dee Dee's a sweetheart, and her mama makes some good cookies when you go to the Alabama game, Miss Marcus.
You remember that?
What? I don't forget.
Brought us an ice chest.
Don't forget. we ate well. I got to hit two sponsors here before we finish the pictures. How about Targill? If you're looking for seasoning supplies, cutlery, kitchen supplies, go by Targill Annapolis on Wartell Street. If you're trying to do cleaning stuff, cake stuff. They've got the fillings. They got pie fillings. They can do all that and teach you classes if you want to be a cook yourself, a chef yourself, a baker. If you got children that want to take classes, they've got children's classes there as well. They've got their annual cake contest. If you go to Facebook, check out Targill on Facebook to find out about the annual contest going on. And one more sponsor, let's go with Leger, Don Leger Appraisal Service. All the appraisals that you're looking for your commercial property, your personal property. He can handle parishes like St. Landry, Lafayette, St. Martin, Acadia, Evangeline, Iberian, Vermilion. If you're looking to do a big apartment complex, a little bitty home, flat piece of property you want to develop, he can do all the appraisals. He can do it up front, loud for you if you're trying to let people know you're trying to sell.
Estate planning.
Make a big thing. Quieter with the estate planning. Maybe it's confidential because you're the buyer. You want to get the price right. He'll do all that for you as well. It's Don Leger's Appraisals. And how about, a handful more pictures. How about this? You got Chuck Granger's office and Jason Mesh over there.
Home right in the back of...
they're scraping it and refixing
corner
it.
of Market and Vine Street there. It's going to be beautiful when he finishes.
All that good Cypress. How about this? We had over here, we had Lloyd Jr. And we had this doctor, I forget the doctor's name.
I wrote it down.
I wrote it down somewhere too, and I don't see it handy. But anyway, that was two more folks. But go ahead and get us with the prayer, because we're at the end.
We're at the end.
We are.
Each week we try to close the program with a thought. We might call it a prayer. And we also ask you to consider attending the church of your choice. And today, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. God of peace, put an end to worldly strife and grant us your peace. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for listening. Tell a friend. And thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.